This is on a motion brought by Mr. Bobby Giske related to a motion for adequate cause to modify the parenting plan. So just a little background, the parenting plan was issued in February of 2020. And then we're back from last week or week before where there's additional information has been provided by the parties, and I've reviewed that. So at this point, I'll ask the parties if they're ready to proceed. Mr. Giske?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Ms. Giske, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right, Mr. Giske, I'll hear from you first related to your motion.
All right. So the main reason that brought us here, every time Bobby's gotten in trouble at school or communicating with issues with the counselor, me and my wife have done everything to communicate with Tiffany, to co-parent. I'm doing my best to co-parent as best as I can for both of our boys. But our oldest son's attitude and behavior is getting worse and worse due to the lack of authority and of responsibility. And back on December 15th, Kaylee Bungie reached out to me with an incident that happened with our oldest son at her residence with her 4-year-old daughter. And well, she reached out to my wife. My wife told me, I called her, and then we had a meeting where all 6 of us parents sat down, let our son Bobby explain his side of the story, what happened, and then us adults got to ask our questions. And at the end of it, only Bobby told the truth, ended up confessing to everything. The 4-year-old girl, but everything we're going off of is what the 4-year-old and our son said, nor Tiffany and her fiance or the parents of the other 2 girls knew anything of what was going on. And upon the end of the meeting, me and my wife talked to the parents of the other girl, trying to figure out what's going on. They brought it up to us how our older son would always make inappropriate, inappropriate remarks or sarcastic jokes that are on age appropriate, and about how he was cussing. And they told me that I should do what I can to get Bobby the best help possible, and I should get custody. I was like, well, I don't want to do that, but I'm trying to do the best I can. And upon talking to Bobby and everyone, Bobby didn't tell no one because of the fact he was afraid of how Tiffany's fiance and the other father would react and respond to him. And the parents of the other children are best friends with Tiffany and her husband and her fiance. And so their friendship goes way back just before me and Tiffany even got divorced. And I am trying to do the best I can to get our son the best help he can, counseling, victim panel.
Based on the information that I'm hearing right now, in my opinion, Dad is a super caring dad. You know, there's a lot of parents out there that when boys do things like this, they sweep it under the rug and they say things like, boys will be boys, blah, blah, blah. But Dad is like, hold up. We need to go get counseling. This is not okay. Mom looks annoyed that she has to be here. Maybe I'm jumping to conclusions, so I'll wait and see what she has to say when it's her turn.
A psychologist. But it's hard to do that when she is always telling him about our custody issues, our divorce issues, our past issues she keeps feeding him stuff that makes him resent and get mad at me and mad at us. And I'm trying to do the best I can while also trying to do the right thing without taking the mother from my boys, because I never want to make it to where my boys can't see the mother. I never want that. I would love for us to co-parent amazingly and have 50-50 custody and them live the best lives possible. But right now, I am truly afraid of the road that our older son's going down, that if we keep it at the parenting plan and the days he has, he's going to end up in prison, if not getting hurt by someone.
Do you know what the status, Mr. Giske, of the CPS investigation and also the law enforcement investigation is?
Yes, I talked to Detective Wayne Phillips from CJC. He just talked to, I had Bobby go in Monday. He filled out an ROI for his counselor to talk to the Clark County detective. And I haven't heard back after him talking to the counselor, but he is finishing up his report because Clark County prosecutors do want to prosecute him. But they are waiting to see if everything that I am doing, counseling, the victim panel, and all this is suffice for them. And also they're still investigating to make sure there was no, I don't know how he worded it, but negligence or on the adult sides that led to this situation.
Okay. Any updates on CPS?
I am waiting to hear back from Sharon. She is Sharon Brown. That's our caseworker here in Cowlitz County. I am waiting. She is talking to her supervisor. They're scheduling another meeting because they're waiting for the referral for the victim place. But I have not heard nothing back from them yet.
Okay.
Other than that, they reached out to the Clark County, and since the Clark County talked to the sheriff, they were supposed to get together, and I'm still waiting to hear from that.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Giske. Ms. Giske?
Yeah, so my son was playing hide and seek at my friend's house when this all occurred. So it's not like they snuck away to do it with me knowing. If I knew, clearly I would have told his father. So every little incident that I know or seen was inappropriate, I've communicated with him and his wife. And I've encouraged Kaylee to report the incident so my son could actually get the help that he needs, not just some more counseling, because clearly the counseling hasn't helped him any. So I just feel like me encouraging her helped that. And I also talked to the detective, and he told me, sounds like kids being kids, he hears it all the time. And then Kaylee, the mom of the little girl, messaged me and said that he was done with his report and they're proceeding to see what the next step was. He never told her if they were going to prosecute or not. So I'm just like, in the end about all this, I've only talked to him once. I've only talked to the CPS once. I'm just kind of left out of the loop at this point.
Okay. All right. And then so here, Mr. Giske is making a motion for a finding of adequate cause, to basically meaning there's enough of a change in the circumstances of either the children or the parents to allow for a modification of the parenting plan. Do you have any comments related to the motion for adequate cause?
I just requested the 50-50 because my kids have begged for more time. They've called their dad and asked for more time. I feel like if I get less time with my kids, then it's going to hurt them in the long run. And I don't want them hurt anymore.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. So here there's Mr. Giske brings a motion for adequate cause to modify a parenting plan on a couple of different bases. One is the incident that came to light in the middle of December involving the eldest son and the 4-year-old. And then the meeting thereafter, there's also a concern of a prior incident in July of 2023 regarding pulling down of pants in front of other small children.
Oh my God. This kid, oh no, he's gonna have some serious issues and cause harm to, well, I don't want to make predictions on that, seeing as how he's still just a little kid, but oh my God, intervene now.
There's also some concerns related to the baby monitor and hearing private intimate moments between two adults. So that there's those concerns that have been raised. There's also concerns related that Mr. Giske's raises related to involving the boys in adult matters, meaning involving them in parenting plan issues. And so those are kind of the main things that are raised. Obviously, the concerns that we're talking about here are serious. They're of concern. So I reviewed the input from the parties, and I think what I'm going to do here, I think there is adequate cause. So I'll grant the motion for adequate cause, making a finding that there's been a substantial change in the circumstances of the parties, particularly the December 15th to July 2023 issue, and then the involvement of children in adult issues, parenting plan issues. So the next issue is that, as kind of on a stopgap measure, and I think the parties have already done this, is that the 14-year-old boy is to be supervised at all times. In other words, he's not to be left alone with children of any age at any time at both households. And that I'm asking and ordering all parties not to involve the children in any of the court proceedings or the happenings in court. That means that if they know that you're going to court, you say, yeah, I'm going to court, and then just leave it at that. You don't fill them in with any specifics, because children tend to internalize a lot all that, and they become very anxious and nervous, and it serves really no good purpose. These are adult issues. Obviously, it concerns them. Yes, they are, at least the older boy is older, yet that's still unfair for them to be placed in that position, because they really don't have any power in the situation at this point.
All right, guys, buckle up, because this case hits hard immediately. Within seconds, we're told this isn't just a custody tweak. It's about allegations involving a teenager and a 4-year-old. The word prosecution alone changes the entire tone. This intro doesn't ease viewers in, it shocks them awake. You instantly understand the stakes are irreversible. A family court is now dealing with potential criminal fallout. There's no drama added, just raw, alarming facts. That's what makes this opening so powerful and unsettling.
So those two items are ordered. I'm also asking, and I'm going to appoint our family court investigator to address some of the issues that have been raised by the party. So her name is Jennifer Schaefer. So she will need to be, you'll need to get in contact with her, and vice versa, to investigate the issues of the alleged incidences occurring or coming to light in December and also in July. Also addressing the involvement of children in adult court matters. And then the third issue is just the animosity and distrust between the households. And then provide a report. And Ms. Schaefer, you're on the line, I believe, and I'm not sure if you're monitoring things, but I wanted to ask, if you can share with us what kind of general timeframes. I'm kind of looking at maybe a 30 to 45 day turnaround time.
That should work for me, Your Honor. I will put my email into the chat so that both parties can reach out to me, and we can start getting some of those ROIs and things started from there.
Okay. And so let me ask Mr. Giske and Ms. Giske, Ms. Schaefer is going to send out her email in the chat to both of you. So please take note of that, and then be in communication with her. And then when she mentions ROI, that's release of information. Right. Basically, that allows her, you're giving her permission to speak to others about personal information that you have that's in the custody of a third party about you. So I just want to make sure you knew what that was. So it looks like the chat contains the information related to her email. So I'd ask each of you to respond to her today so she has your contact information. Ms. Giske, are you comfortable with that?
Yes. And can I just say about the baby monitor thing? Bradley was in the other room, and it wasn't sexual content that was made.
Yeah, I read your response, and I understand your position on that. And that's something that Ms. Schaefer will address with all the parties also. So we'll have an opportunity to talk about that more. So with that, what I'll do today, I'm just going to do a brief bench order related to those two items of the supervision of the elder child and not to be left alone any of the children, and then also not involving the children in the happenings of the court case. Ms. Schaefer, you indicated potentially 4 to 6 weeks would be feasible for you. So if we looked at 4 weeks, that'd be the 13th of March. If we looked at 6 weeks, it'd be the 27th of March. So maybe a happy medium, March 20th?
Your Honor, could we look at the 27th? I do have some other things coming up those 2 weeks in March.
Sure. Yeah, we can do that. March 27th at 9 a.m. to receive the report from the family court investigator, and then take a look at next steps of what the potential modification of the parenting plan is or is not. So both parties would have opportunity on that date to provide a proposed parenting plan of what you think it should be in declarations. So I'll check with Mr. Giske if that date works for you, March 27th at 9.
Yes, that's fine. I don't have class until 6 o'clock in the evening, so that's fine that day.
Okay. Ms. Giske, March 27th, Wednesday at 9 a.m. How does that look?
That's fine.
Okay, so we'll set it to that date.
All right, guys, this is where the full weight of the case unfolds. The father details fear, accountability, and failed co-parenting. Investigations, counseling, and prosecution loom over everything. The mother's response sharply contrasts, minimizing the danger. That clash exposes why this situation escalated so far. The judge then connects multiple incidents into a clear pattern. A finding of adequate cause confirms the court's concern. Supervision orders signal immediate risk management. An investigator is appointed, locking the family into oversight. The hearing ends somberly with no winners, only consequences.
If you haven't already, please email back Ms. Schaefer so she has your contact information and you can get that. She can get her investigation going soon. Once she's penned her report, she'll distribute a copy to each of you, and also to the court. And we'll review that on the 27th of March. Any questions at this point?
I don't believe so.
Mr.
No,
Giske?
Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Schaefer, any final comments?
No, I'm good, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. All right. All right. So that will conclude that matter. We'll reconvene on March 27th, and we'll see everybody then. All right.
I am just so sad for that 4-year-old. And maybe a change of custody would do that young man some good so he doesn't continue this. What did you guys think of this case? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.